Welcome back, Kryptonians, to the Chart Experts continuing coverage of Bitcoin and the crypto charts. In this video, we're going to have a general discussion about the wave structure. We will be mentioning Elliott wave analysis because some of those principles are relevant here as well. As many of you will know, we've moved well beyond Elliott wave analysis in terms of how we look at the markets. Our analysis is now, well, it's the best in my opinion, my humble opinion, I would say. But I just wanted to go back to Elliott wave analysis, just to have an overview of how we are looking in terms of the longer term view in Bitcoin and also the rest of the crypto market, because I don't want to sound too bullish, and obviously this market, the way it moves, is going to inevitably both shock and disappoint everyone on both sides of the market if they don't know what they're doing. It's sort of like getting into a car and driving without a license. Okay, now you can drive very fast or you can crash. So let's just have a look at the structure, because there are several things which you may or may not have noticed or realized, which you should. So going back to Bitcoin and when it hit the all-time high, the previous all-time high at around 20,000. If we do a general, I mean, we don't have to be too specific here, a general wave extension using that as a wave one. Okay, so let's just presume that that's wave one. And then use the 3K low as a wave two. Okay, so we had the initial very strong impulse, and then a wave two, back down again. Now, in our opinion, this is a wave two. It has all the hallmarks of a wave two because it was very, very deep. Okay, so we're not going to view this as a wave three or anything else. Okay. So yeah, around 84-85%, something like that. Okay, so let's just push this to one side for a moment, and it will come back to that later. Okay. Okay, so the drop was basically 84%. Okay, so then we had this move higher. Okay, now this is important. It's relevant. Because what followed was this move to, was it 69K eventually? 69K. Okay. Now I'm going to leave this particular debate about whether or not this was a wave one or wave two or whatever to one side. Okay. We can also view this as a wave three in certain scenarios. And this is a wave four, but because of the depth of this particular correction, we are going to stick with our wave one and wave two. Okay, so so we've had this move where Bitcoin has basically taken off. It's gone to 20K. It's well recognized now. Everyone thinks that this is the new digital gold, whatever you want to call it. I don't like that. analogy. Basically, I don't like the metaphor, or whatever. It's a bit fake, but it's a new ecosystem being developed. It's separate. We just shouldn't compare it to gold, in my opinion. But anyway, wave one, wave two, and now we have this move higher. Okay, so just from a Elliott wave point of view, and you can tell that I've not actually used my Elliott wave notations on this for quite a while. Okay, right, so a wave one, a wave two, let's say a wave three, a wave four, and a wave five to top out. And we'll just increase the color on these things. Okay, and we'll make them nice bright blue. Okay, right, so that being said, another wave moving higher. Now, the thing with this wave move higher to note is the fact that we did not get anywhere near, not even another one-to-one extension. A one-to-one extension would have been 250k, and then we're looking at just, well, those are dizzying numbers, basically. So not even a one-to-one extension. And even from the way in which this next wave went up, it doesn't look like a wave 5 moving up. Wave 5, especially in these types of markets, sort of the digital companies and obviously crypto markets, it's not sort of completely gung-ho and blow off top or anything along those lines. It was basically very controlled, even though it was exciting at the time. It was a controlled move high, I would say. So I wouldn't say that this is going to be our typical wave 5. I would rather say that this is another wave 1 and a wave 2 moving lower. And why a wave 2 again? Well, let's have a look at it. That again is it's a 76% descent going down, and again, that's not typical of wave 4. Okay. Now you could argue that, well, arguing that this is a wave 3 and a wave 4, and then this is a wave 5, and then this is therefore a deep correction. It doesn't look right from an Elliott wave point of view. So the other option basically is that we are in longer term, we are in some type of a leading diagonal. Okay, so we've basically gone wave 1, wave 2, if you want to say wave 3, wave 4, you could do that, or we could say wave 1, wave 2, subset wave 1, wave 2. Okay, and then a wave 3 moving higher, which would presumably, as a wave 3 should be very sharply higher. Okay. So those are the different scenarios that we can play with in our minds, in our dreams, I would say. But it's all bullish, basically. So I don't want to get too carried away. But the other interesting scenario that we need to look at, and it is sort of the elephant in the room, I would say, is, okay, before I go to that, let's just have a look at this. Okay, so we've had this wave 1 and wave 2. Now, this doesn't just mean that wave 3 is going to be amazing and we need to just hodl and all of that. That doesn't necessarily happen, okay? Because as you've seen previously, this market can do all sorts of crazy type corrections. We can have fake out higher highs. We can have retests to the low. We can, some people were expecting this to be another wave higher, and it faked out lower and then made another low. So all of those things are still possible, and they could all happen inside this area here, and even lower, So we have to be ready for the crazy in Bitcoin. So I'm not going to sort of ignore the fact that the moves in Bitcoin are sharp, aggressive on both sides. So we have to be ready for that. We have to manage our portfolios properly. We have to manage our risk properly, and not get carried away. Okay. So yes, this is possible. It could, move very aggressively higher, and but I would doubt that we would have just a forget about everything, and not see any type of correction between the 15 and the 69k, okay, or lower levels. So, we have to be aware of these things. Okay, so the elephant in the room is the fact that we saw the previous 20k all-time high in Bitcoin. We saw the 3k low in Bitcoin, and then we saw a move higher than the previous all-time high to a new all-time high of 69k. We saw that occur in both Bitcoin and Ethereum. But most of the altcoins are around here. Okay, now unless this market is completely different to every other market, and all of these probably millions of people who are working in blockchain and in different tokens and different projects, different use cases, are suddenly going to disappear overnight, which is extremely unlikely, we should see some incredible move higher in the altcoins. Okay, I'm talking about eye-watering, oversized, amazing moves higher. Okay, now it could happen with Bitcoin also moving incredibly higher. Okay, which would in a way make sense as well. But there is a risk reward scenario in the rest of the crypto market, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, for all of those altcoins that are currently around here in terms of their particular waves, that it just looks like they're lagging and they should eventually catch up, or at least if Bitcoin moves higher, then they should complete a move something akin to that. Okay, so I'm going to reluctantly, because I'm not somebody who sort of makes moonish claims and so on. I am going to say that this market should remain very exciting for the foreseeable future, because if the altcoins are lagging and then they do something along these lines, and then they also have a very deep correction, okay, and then they need to go up, that all takes a long time to happen. Now, I am cognizant of the fact that there is a prospect that we could see a global liquidity crisis, a market crash, and so on. And we have to be mindful of that. Again, we have to manage our risk and so on. So that also needs to be factored in. But in just looking at the wave extensions here, a 1.68 extension of the last wave basically points at 2 million. Is that 2 million? Yeah, 2 million Bitcoin. So there is a hyperinflationary scenario that could play out. We have to be cognizant of that. And that's what the charts are telling us. And as you know, I trust the charts rather than the news, because, well, you've seen how accurate we've been, just basically reading the story of the charts without the 101 look at this distractions. Okay, and the 101 different opinions that you get to see and thoroughly confuse you in different channels. So we are looking at a very bullish market setup, barring a market crash or some sort of deep, shocking correction, which we should be used to in Bitcoin by now. But the market outlook remains very bullish, in my humble opinion, for both Bitcoin and especially the rest of the crypto market, to some extent, including Ethereum as well. Okay, well, Bitcoin and Ethereum generally have similar structures right now. So if Bitcoin and Ethereum move up together, that's no surprise. But we should see very exciting moves happening in Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto market very soon. I'll leave you with that because I can talk for hours. Yeah. So I hope this was helpful and insightful to you. Take care of yourself and your crypto. Give us a thumbs up if you like this type of analysis. I would love your comments on our videos as well. More comments, please. And take care of yourself and your crypto. Subscribe, share, and join me on my Patreon channel. Okay, take care. Bye bye.